Feels like quite a long time since you scored that penalty, doesn't it?
It was, I keep playing it again, so I'm getting it refreshed in mind. It was a few weeks ago now, and here we are again.
How many times have you watched it?
Plenty. Been sent it quite a lot. It was obviously good at the time, but we've got something else to look forward to now, so all our attention is on Serbia.
Stephen said there a moment ago, he said he couldn't believe how calm he was just before the shootout. Because I asked him whether or not I felt maybe that this was a kind of tipping point for this group. Scotland have had so many near misses over the years, but to go through a pressure situation like that and come out the other side successful, do you feel that has given you a wave of momentum to go into this game?
I think so. I think, things like that result in the way it went, going to penalties, it puts that bit more pressure on it, and to come through that, it felt better than a normal win. There's no doubt about that. And I think the momentum's just been gathering for a long time now. We've got a lot of players in very good form, in good place right now, and things just seem to be coming together. And hopefully we can continue that momentum this week. Good week's training, take it into the game Thursday, and give ourselves as good a chance as we can to do something special.
So how much maybe will that moment that you had last month help you, maybe if it's a difficult moment in Serbia?
I think that moment for everybody, going into the penalty shootout was, it was one of these things, penalty shootouts can go anyway, but for me, and I'm sure for everybody else, when you look at the goalkeeper you've got, I was always confident, to be honest with you, and I think the way the results we've been getting, the way we've been playing, a lot of that's down to Marcy, I think, to be honest with you. He's been excellent since he came back into the squad, and it really gives you that confidence at the back. I'm sure the defenders will tell you more than me, but if you build your foundations on a good back four, good goalkeeper, clean sheets, which we've been getting recently, then it gives the front players more. They can express themselves a bit more, and that's what's been happening. And that momentum's just gathering, and we find ourselves in a good place and with a good opportunity.
The Serbs have obviously got some very talented attacking players that we know about. Do you now feel so confident in your back line that there's no fear there? I mean, a year ago Scotland were conceding 4 goals to Russia, for example. That's a long time since that. A lot of water's gone under the bridge since then, now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say fear. You need to respect the quality that they've got. There's no doubt about that. They've got quality players throughout their team. But if you look at the way we have been performing, and as a unit, you need to be excited coming into these games, playing against these top players. It's something that needs to excite you, and if it doesn't, then you're in the wrong place, because it's something that, of course, it's going to be. There's a lot of pressure in the game. There's a lot riding on the game, but you need to enjoy these moments in your career. They don't come around very often. It will be at the top end of everybody's what they've done in their career if we can get a result in this game, and that's the way we need to look at it. Is they don't come around very often, so you need to enjoy them, and coming up against quality players, it's what you want to do.
What would it mean to you to be part of the squad that does it for Scotland after all these years?
I just mentioned it there. I think it'll be the highlight in most of the boys' careers, to be honest with you. If we can take us back to the good old days where we're qualifying for tournaments. We've got the squad, there's no doubt about that. We've got the squad 100%. We've shown that over the last while now. It's just up to us to now go and put the performance in we know can be good enough to take us there, and give everybody something to look forward to.
Do you feel there's the good feelings not just within the squad now, but outside of it, everyone seems to be carrying along with this momentum as well, and feel that it is Scotland's time?
100%. I think there's a bit of optimism about the place, and it's just I'm sure everybody's enjoying us winning, because it's what everybody wants to do. And as I say, that momentum just keeps going and carries on to the next camp, the next games, and that's what's been happening recently. And obviously the disappointing thing right now with people not being there, I mean, I'll go back to it again, the way we won the last game would have been even more special, having the fans in there, winning the penalty shootout and what have you. But even going to this game, we would have took tens of thousands of fans, no doubt about it, and it's disappointing for them to miss out on that and for us not to have them there, but we know the bigger picture, we can take them to somewhere even more special.
Do you remember even watching Scotland, the Italy game and all these incredible moments, what the build-up was like that week? It was wild, wasn't it? But it's going to be quite low-key this week. How will that affect you, do you think?
I don't think it will affect us in a negative way. I think we can just go about our business the way we have been doing. We'll get a good week's training in here. And we'll prepare and do everything we can. We'll obviously look at Serbia because we know that it's going to be a tough game and they're going to have so much quality in the squad. But when you look around you and see the quality that we've got, then as I say, there's nothing that we need to fear. We respect them, but with the quality that we've got, then it's really exciting for us.
Can I have you, over the years, you've obviously played in big games, cup finals and all sorts of games, how have you learnt to kind of build yourself up to the level you need to, but not get too kind of carried away and too emotional about it? How do you deal with the situation?
As I say, you need to enjoy the moments. Of course, sometimes you find yourself caught up in it a wee bit, but you mentioned the emotion. I think that's what you need to play with, a bit of emotion. Obviously not overdoing it, but if you can get that balance right, then it's perfect. And we've got plenty of players throughout the squad that have played in big games and pressure games, and this is when it will show. And we've got plenty in there. We've got match winners. We've got players that can make the difference. We know that. We've no doubt about that. But as I say, if we can go and enjoy this and just play, go and express ourselves and show the work that we've put in the last year or so, the run we've been on and the momentum we're taking into this game, and the best way to enjoy it is by winning.
Kenny, would you say the camaraderie in the camp and in the squad is as good or better than it's ever been? I'm just thinking back to the way that you all celebrated your penalty on the pitch at the end, everyone together.
Yeah, I mean, I love coming away. Obviously, everybody wants to come away, represent our country, and it's a highlight for everybody. But even coming away and just being with the boys and spending that time on the training pitch, away from the training pitch, it's brilliant. And everybody gets on. It's a very good team spirit we've got here. It's like a club feel about it. That's what we've got right now, and I think that's what you always want at international games. Everybody, really hungry to come away and do well, and that's what's been happening. And as I say, we find ourselves in a really good place right now, and who doesn't want to be here and be involved in these types of games for their country? As I say, if you don't, then you're in the wrong place.
And because of the unfortunate withdrawals that happened last time, you've got a much better squad, I'm sure you'd agree, for this game than you had for the last three, and even then you had the win on penalties and then 2 subsequent wins after that. Does that speak to what you're talking about in terms of things clicking into place?
Yeah, it does. It speaks about I think more the quality that we've got throughout the squad. The call-offs last time were some key players for us, and we managed to deal with that because everybody, whether you've been playing the previous games or not, everybody knows the job that they need to do when they come into the team, and the manager has got full confidence in who he's bringing in. If we look at the last squad and you look at players like Andy Constantine coming in, out of nowhere, 33 years old, and he comes in and it's like he's never, he's played 50 games. And he came away and within a day or two he knew his job that he had to do for this team, and I'm sure he was made comfortable coming here because it's such a good spirit about the place and it's easy to come into this environment.
And what a difference having the likes of Tierney, Christie, Armstrong back, what a difference that could make. Yeah,
as I say, we coped well without him last month, but having them in the squad is of course it's going to boost your confidence and boost your chances of going further than we are right now. And the 3 players that we missed last month are playing at the top of their game right now. They're going to be massive players for us in this game and many years to come because they're still just getting better.
You talk about the enjoyment of coming away with Scotland. Have you seen a real shift in mentality there from when you started in the Scotland set up to now? Because a few years ago I think some people questioned some of the players. There was a lot of players pulling out the squads before that now, but as you're talking about, there's so much enjoyment in the squad and everyone is eager to get away on international duty and get the boys together.
Yeah, I've always loved coming away and obviously being part of this, and that will never change. But I think one thing that makes that better and just natural is winning. and as long as you're winning, things will obviously be good. Of course, there's going to be setbacks at times, and things aren't always going to go our way. But that's when the real team spirit and the camaraderie comes together, and that's when we need each other the most. Right now, it's everything seems so positive, and it's good having it that way. But we need to, you need to be a bit balanced in that, and we know it's not always going to be perfect. But right now, as I say, while we're doing well, we need to take that momentum and just keep it rolling.
Ken, it looks like some of the Serbian players might be being asked by their clubs not to travel for various different reasons, quarantines, etc. Could you imagine being asked not to play for Scotland in this one?
I mean, I would get here somehow. I'm sure a lot of the boys would, but it's obviously a tough situation to find ourselves in. But we can't affect that at all. We'll prepare for the best Serbia team possible. We'll prepare ourselves as well as we can. We'll take it from there. We've saw it happening before with Czech Republic game. Maybe we got complacent in games like that because they were missing big players, and obviously a lot of people expected that to be a walk in the park. But as soon as you pull on your country's jersey, you'll give everything. So whoever's there for them, they'll give everything. We need to prepare ourselves for the best possible Serbia team and give ourselves the best chance.
And you're right, they will get there somehow, won't they?
I'm sure they will. We'll be ready for them.